Caidos versus Dark Diamonds. Caidos, who woke up very early for this one, is here, so he will get to see his own games. How wonderful.
Yep, and I actually know Dark Diamonds, not personally, but I've come up against him in team games a few times. Definitely has a slight elo advantage over Caidos, but I think Caidos might have the home server advantage being a devout member of the Discord.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see what he can come up with. Real quick, we do have the Civ draft and the map selections on the screen for you. I will hear you. Thank you. What's up? Hope all is well with you as well. Caidos has selected Magyars, Saracens, Celts, and Byzantines, while Dark Diamonds, with an extremely long name over here, has chosen Mayans, Portuguese, Britons, and Lithuanians. Caidos has Arena Cove for his home map, and then Dark Diamonds will have Jungle Nomad for his. Game 1 will be Arabia. Sorry. Thoughts on this one here?
Well, I love both of these home map selections. Jungle Nomad, always incredibly entertaining, and Cove, also very entertaining, though a bit more predictable in the way it plays out. As for the drafts, Caidos really got a nice steal there, picking up Byzantines last, which I think is like the clear S tier top pick for Arena Cove. And besides that, the rest of these civs, I mean, there are so many civs that are viable on Arabia. It's hard to know which one they're going to go for.
Yeah, for sure. Should be interesting though. Caidos with a few different civilization choices here for Arabia. Dark Diamonds does have a few as well, but I have a feeling we may see Mayans on Arabia again here. And I don't know, it feels like it may be Magyars for Caidos. But
yeah, the first pick is always a probable choice for the Game 1 map.
Indeed. Well, let's dive into the game here. I can't wait to see what happens, and I really hope that we see a Arena Cove game tonight, one of my favorite maps that we have here. So we'll just have to wait and see, though. We're going to dive into Jungle Arabia here, and I'll be loading 5 seconds. All right.
Countdown. Yep.
Right. Here. All right, I'm ready when you are. 3,
All right.
2, 1, go. All right. The matchup, as I thought. My versus Magyars, and Caidos will be in the yellow, Dark Diamonds in the gray. Dark Diamonds with the Mayans selection. We saw Mayans now for a few in a row. Caidos, no, I'm not hoping that you lose, but I would love to see an Arena Cove game. That is my only argument. We'll see what happens, Caidos. I do want 3 games, that's true.
Yep, and worth noting at second one, Dark Diamonds also seems unaware of the fact that as Mayans here, you can actually instantly queue a Vil with the monkey not taking up any pop space.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to harp on that this whole bracket, and someone will eventually understand and do it, right?
So, yeah, I mean, aside from just that, like, I change all my build orders for the fact that the monkey doesn't take up a pop space. Like, the need to rush the extra houses, the need to build that first house with 2 Vils. I mean, it does change the start quite a bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's definitely going to be very fun. We'll see what happens. And you did, Caidos. I can change your color as I please. But this is the tournament colors here. Gray would be black if we had a decent mod that would actually make it black, but we do not. So, we are stuck with gray.
But yeah, I'm going to search the mods myself, man. I refuse to believe that there's not a good black for gray mod out there.
I have told you for 3 months you are welcome, sir. Go for it. I actually would love if we had one, because I'm not a big fan of the gray on the minimap. Makes it difficult to see things, and I would love it if it was a little darker. But.
Indeed, and I gotta say right away, man, I love Caidos' map. Of his 3 possible wood lines, he's kind of picked the one that's the most vulnerable to go to, but ignoring the placement of his first lumber camp, he's got a beautiful main gold in the back and a pretty nice wall up overall, which can easily include the berries. Kaidos, he's also in the corner, which is just like so prime for later walling in general, because you can like rely on the blackness outside the map to cover like 50% of it. Yeah, I would be so happy if I had this generation.
Yeah, Kados is very upset about his stones. And they are in a very rough position, I agree. However, a town center on the hill for this forward res would not be that bad if that is what we see you go for later. We'll find out. But both players looking very similar as far as like the map distribution. Stones are both very forward. Main golds aren't that bad. Somewhat generally decent at this point, actually. We have a no in chat. Looks like a monkey has gone down somewhere, and I'm guessing it went down to the town center, but nope, monkey v monkey. Oh no! Kaidos is gonna walk into the town center. That makes it interesting, though. Scouting for Dark Diamonds, he doesn't even know where his opponent is at the moment, which is rough. And then Kaidos at least knows where his opponent is and has scouted all of his base. So,
yeah,
still very rough.
Yeah, I think that's actually unusually rough with this map generation, because just given Dark Diamond's vision, Kaidos is not where you would expect him to be. He's actually kind of quite far away from the directly across the map position that you would initially go out to look.
Yeah, I mean, I would have definitely be headed towards the northern corner here myself, so we'll see what happens, though. Idle TC time is fairly even for both. Villager count is slightly in favor of Kaidos, I guess, but only by a few seconds because of that idle TC time at the moment. And I like the houses over here for Kaidos. Looks like he's probably going to try to wall this up a bit. And go for a Scout Rush, I believe.
Scout Rush as Magyars versus Mayans definitely makes sense. I mean, it obviously plays into multiple Civ bonuses, and while Magyars could open ranges, you're just going to be explicitly like making inferior units if you're versus Mayans in that case.
Yeah, we'll see. Feudal Age will be in a little bit quicker here, as Dark is just building more and more villagers, and they should be relatively close to clicking up here shortly, but he's gonna go end up being like 24 pop before he clicks up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have all the builds down. This like could be Men at Arms.
I think it's straight archers, to be honest.
Yeah, 2 range archers is the most likely.
Kaidos is about up, though. Will drop that barracks. It was a 24 pop technically if you would have the scout, but without that monkey, I suppose, in this map. It is a weird build. Don't know what the cause of this was, to be honest. But will be Man at Arms, maybe? Building militia, so I feel like that is not going to do him a whole lot against the Magyar Scouts with the additional attack in for free here.
No, man. As the players go up higher in Elo, they seem to make militia and men-at-arms just more often overall. Even if it's like not the most efficient units, I guess what they're capable of doing with some military versus no military for a phase of the game makes it worth it. And yeah, maybe having the forward men-at-arms will be what allows him to get his ranges up and pumping without any harassment. Maybe he thinks that there's a good chance he'll be able to get some damage with it.
And very tight walls here for him as well.
Yeah, these walls, man, including the gold on the outside there, really make it so that he can't afford to lose map control, dude. Like a tower or maybe some archers or even like a couple skirms sitting on the other side of that gold would wreck Dark Diamonds.
Yeah, and right where we thought we'd see on the current Arabia gen, Dark Diamonds did head in that direction to check first that way. So
Indeed, yeah. This Arabia version definitely puts the town centers in less predictable locations than the ranked pool one.
yeah, I mean, the Man-at-Arms are going to find what they need to here, and Caidos did just pull all of his vills just moments ago, so that's not bad. And ooh, a forward tower on the gold. Where is
I
that
dig it,
vill, though?
man.
The vills may not make it out, though.
Yep. So these men at arms are 1000% getting their money's worth. They're like the one thing keeping a tower from coming up on his gold, though it looks like Caidos is going to still sneak those guys by. And honestly, dude, this tower, if he can get it up, maybe wall it in to keep it up, is going to render Dark Diamond's walls useless, leave him without gold. As Mayans, that is like some unaffordable damage.
Yeah, and these walls are going to have to come in quickly here. He needs to drop a 2 houses here at least. The Man-at-Arms are going to be in.
Yeah, these men-at-arms are doing so much, man. They're forcing Caidos to do so many Vil actions that he normally wouldn't want to do. They haven't taken a single hit of damage yet. Beautiful blocking by Dark Diamonds, man. Definitely we weren't seeing that kind of micro in the lower brackets.
For sure. Man-at-Arms do end up getting a villager kill and taking down a scout as well, which is nice for them. Maybe going to take out another one. Obviously, this is distracting Caidos quite heavily. And I don't think he snuck those vills out either. Don't think. Check that in a minute after we see if this gets cleaned up. But for now, Caidos is just trying to survive the fight here without losing much more. And it looks like he will lose another scout. Bill is rather low HP, but looks like it will finally get cleaned up. Caidos has yet to build. It has placed it, but nothing coming forward since that Man-at-Arms play stopped the Vills from escaping.
Yep, those Man-at-Arms did tremendous damage, man, in so many ways. They killed Vils, they distracted him, preventing that forward tower. They, like, killed military, they distracted military. I actually cannot believe the value they got.
Yeah, and Caidos only behind by 1 Vil at this point. He has canceled the forward tower, sending a Vil that was outside the walls back home, and they'll just try to look to the next stage to do damage. These scouts will try to poke and prod, but ultimately with archers behind the walls. Only a couple skirms here as well with no upgrades on them. It will be very difficult to find a ton of damage. However, these archers could be caught out. Nope, just gonna pass by.
It's so risky to send these archers out. I mean, you know that there's skirms, you know that there's scouts. These 3 archers would, like, literally die to any military they encountered. But Dark Diamonds, I guess, has calculated himself that the potential value that he expects to get from them is worth the risk of losing them. And it does look like they're going to safely cruise across the map.
Yeah, and Castle Age is clicked for Dark Diamonds here. Caidos going for a wheelbarrow first. There is still a hole by the town center, and it is only 3 archers, so he might try to sneak those by, and if he does, could be rewarded with some damage here.
Yep, I mean, 3 archers can kind of only hope to kill a Vil, but they can certainly push an entire group of Vils off a gold or something like that.
Yeah, and these archers not yet finding a way in, adding more stables. Caidos as he looks to click to the next stage soon. Just lacking some gold. Archers are possibly going to dive here if Caidos is paying attention. He left 1 in range, so the flag stayed up. Yeah, so Caidos is not expecting this at all. Gonna try to Vil fight here a little bit.
Oh boy, and this completely throws him off gold. Caidos does now just click, but he's going to be up to the next stage long before the opponent. And given how Dark Diamonds has been playing this, I feel like Dark Diamonds is going to really make use of this, like, minute and a half period where he's up to the castle age before the opponent.
Yeah, he is going to lose those 3 archers, though. It's down to 7 archers, and 6 are coming across the map right now. I think this is probably risky as well. I mean, we have skirms and a few scouts here. If these archers were to be caught out without upgrades, it could be devastating here.
But he knows exactly where Caidos' army is. It was just in the base cleaning it up. Wow. Dark Diamond's getting all the eco upgrades before Crossbow and Bodkin. That is not the most typical play.
Yep, archers.
Dude, he could get caught out here. If Caidos... Oh, boy. Tragic just passing for Caidos, as he could have killed all these units while they were still feudal.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay, though. He has +1 defense coming in. He'll get the attack upgrades for free. He cleans up a few crossbows here on the front, too, so it's not like these didn't get any value. And at home, the crossbows are going to dive. Might get Avil, but I don't think they're walking past here now. 1 TC, 3 stable, all in production on its way. Caidos is trying to harass Bills and actually might pick off another archer, and does so.
Man, Dark Diamond's playstyle is unlike anything we saw in the lower brackets. Just constant military pressure. It seems like he's okay losing his armies, and in the end, he's just using it to take a better economy, man. He's getting the TCs up faster. He got all the eco upgrades right away. I guess he's... Oh, Dark Diamonds appears to have clicked and canceled Heavy Plow, somewhat surprisingly. But yeah, Dark Diamonds isn't trying to build his game-winning army at this point. He's just trying to take little advantages, and he seems to be doing so quite successfully, as he already has quite a considerable economic lead, not to mention the fact that he's got more TCs.
Yeah, we'll see what can be done, though, here. Obviously, 3 stable production could overrun quite a bit here, but he doesn't have the numbers just yet. And look at this forward siege workshop. This is as forward as it can be here for Caidos. And I actually don't mind its position. There can be between town centers, as this town center should go up. As a Ville does go down here, maybe 2 will go down. Just 1.
Just a second too late to deny that. Quite a shame.
Yep. Caidos does have +2, and he does rethink the position of that siege workshop. Caidos is behind by a decent villager margin. He does have wheelbarrow, and he does have equal upgrades for economy, as wheelbarrow will now come in for Dark Diamonds.
And you know what, I rather like what Caidos is doing here, man. Like, fully upgraded Castle Age Knights plus Mangonels will do extremely well against pure crossbow monk, though the monk actually makes this a little bit tough to pull off, as like losing even a single knight to conversion kind of takes the mangoes out of the fight.
Yeah, it's not going to be ideal, but nonetheless is going to be what we're going to get to enjoy here. Looking forward to seeing how Caidos can try to pull this one out here. Obviously, Mangonel is the play, but right now still 1 TC, and he's about 20 Vills in the deficit.
Yeah, as Caidos says in chat, he recognizes that he is behind in the eco game. I think that it is the strategically correct thing to do to try and like win with military now. And if he can somehow avoid the conversions, his army will dominate Dark Diamonds. But I don't know. I don't know, man. This is a good AOE2 fight we're gonna see here.
Yeah, and he's already adding light cav behind this, so he knows the monks are out. He's gonna instantly go towards that route. This is probably the best thing he can do here. Town center already losing a significant amount of HP. Defensive Magno will be coming out, though. Caidos is going to have to pay attention here for monks and siege. There is a large crossbow army here. Like 23 of them are on the map at the moment.
Yeah, I think what you need to do as Caidos here is actually mix in some light cav just for monk sniping, because like this is the monks here are just so dangerous, man. Like I mean, the siege is an absolutely essential component of this push, and it just won't stand for a second if even a single knight gets converted.
Yeah, one monk did get taken out by the Mangonel. Mangonel trying to get some big shots in here. He's trying to protect the monk. One conversion does come in here, and it will go back towards the Mangonel that wandered far too close to this battle, and will be taken out. But Caidos has done some damage here, and he is idling some vills at least. He has killed some units, forced his opponent into some defensive siege. Still taking some engagements here with the crossbows. But now the problem is economy, as Caidos is going to double archery range switch. He has 2 TCs now as well, so we'll drop a third. So maybe he's going to go into skirm defense?
I don't know, man. I bet he's just kind of improvising at this point. He recognizes that the current flow and units he was producing were not going to win. So add a TC, add a second TC, add some ranges. Just mix stuff up, give yourself a chance.
And I like what we're seeing here from Caidos, though. He is going to try to keep the pressure on and get some raids, and will be rewarded with a villager kill, I believe, if the knights ever attack. They attack the wolf instead, and now Caidos will have to retreat. Might even lose a knight conversion if he's not careful. 4th Town Center Edition is going to really boost the economy for Dark even more, but he is already quite lead there, as we should see the Imperial Age click before too long, I think.
Yep. Dark Diamonds has a pretty huge Vil lead. It's kind of at the cusp of the point where I would like to say that Caidos has like essentially no chance of coming back, but it's still at the cusp. It's conceivable that Caidos would do this, but man, with the military difference too, oh boy. It is actually possible that Caidos will call it when Imperial comes in.
Yeah, I mean, he is on to 3 TCs. He's a researched elite skirm. He's got fletching only. He continues to produce knights, just kind of trying to transition into those skirms should it be needed, which it probably will be needed very soon here, honestly. But
oh boy, dude. So he's going to have a giant army of skirms versus a fully popped Mayan player. Once Eagles hit the field, man, like Arbalest Eagles just can't be beaten here. But Caidos, you know what? His reboom, I guess it's just like not a reboom. His boom is actually doing it. If he can just get his pop up there and hold on long enough, Magyars don't match up poorly versus Mayans.
yeah, and I mean, he's only getting things in a better position, but this whole Imperial Age versus Castle Age army of what will be, what is this? He has 26 soon to be Arbalest, and we saw in the last set Arbalest can be oh so deadly.
Yep, I mean, Caidos is not going to be able to take good fights for a while, and if Dark comes in for some raids, I think Caidos will have to just call it.
And there will be a castle going to be coming up on the hill forward here, right next to one of Caidos' stones. Instantly, the Siege Workshop will get added back at home, but there's no way he can take this fight unless he takes it within the next like 30 seconds to a minute, as Bracer and Chemistry will be coming in, and I'm sure that Arbalest upgrade will be very closely behind here. This is actually the best fight Caidos could take before any of these upgrades come in here, and numbers are slowly being depleted, but Bracer's about to finish. This castle will finish. Caidos is going to be in trouble.
Yep. I mean, as the observers, given the quality of play Dark Diamonds has shown so far, it is difficult to see him throwing the game from this position, as he's up to 5 TCs now. Caidos can click Imp. I mean, there should be a moment in this game where he's Imperial with approximately 100 Vils. Like, that theoretically should be enough to field a good army, but Dark Diamonds is just there so much more quickly. and Caidos is about to lose a ton of his farm space. He's not going to be able to smoothly produce cavalry in Imperial Age. He's going to lose all of his production buildings momentarily as well.
And here comes a barracks from our Mayan player, so definitely thinking about going into that Eagle production. Haven't seen any upgrades for that just yet, but all the military will easily be killed off by this massive Arbalest. Knights with the skirms is the best comp that he can take the fight with at the moment, and still over a minute and a half before we hit Imperial Age. Longer before we get upgrades in on these units.
Yep, as Caidos throws his army, this is the last stand. I would be shocked if the GG doesn't come in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he is whittling down the numbers, and maybe he's thinking he doesn't have anything behind this, so he might stay in this. He does have a decent economy, like you mentioned, but obviously it's looking pretty dire at this point.
Yep, I mean, I don't know. When you're streaming in individual units towards a death ball,
He lost his MTC.
oh boy. Yeah.
G comes in. Dark Diamonds will take it there. And yeah, Mayans and large boom behind it after some early aggression.
It was a good game. I'm so impressed by Dark Diamonds. I mean, I guess I've watched a ton of pro play in my day. I've never tried to cast it, and casting like involves a higher level of engagement with what's going on and like trying to understand it. And my God, man, the quality of play we're seeing here is just tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely. Three more. Going back to the Civ draft for you guys and the map draft, we will get to see the beautiful Arena Cove next. Magyars go down here on Arabia to Dark Diamonds Mayans, and for some reason I can only gray out these civilizations. How awkward. Anyways, I'm gonna load up game 2, guys. Just give us a second here, and we'll get into it. Looking forward to seeing what Caidos and Dark have on Arena Cove.
Yeah. Ready when you are.
Sure. Alright, I'm at 5 seconds.
Alright, count it down.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Saracens. Caidos,
Yeah, I mean,
let's go.
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Byzantines went as his 4th pick. That kind of like suggests that he already had the civ he wanted to play here. Saracens have multiple water bonuses. They have faster firing galleys. They have obviously the cheaper market with better exchange rates, which is quite important as you often play with the market to age up and whatnot on water maps. They can fit more units in their transport ships, which I wonder if that will come into play. But yeah, overall, I mean, I've been quite open about the fact that I think Byzantines are the top civ here. I'm a little surprised to see Saracens. He must have an off-color strategy planned to go with this.
Well, I can tell you, Caidos is not a fan of water maps. So for him to even select this as a home map is a wonderful thing, especially at 6 a.m. when he started playing this set. I'm really excited to see Caidos play Saracens here. Just a nice, fresh change of pace as far as civ selection is concerned. And the faster firing galleys could really turn into something if you can get them masked. And that's the biggest issue with this current generation of the map, is galley play is just so difficult to mask here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen somebody open galleys and make it work here, and I've seen it tried like at least 3 times or so in a competitive environment. I don't know, man. And Caidos already looking like he's a little bit weird with his water build here, having 8 on food with before he even gets his lumber camp up. This is definitely not meta water play we are seeing from Caidos. I'm kind of thinking that it's possibly going to be some crazy transport play as he takes his boars immediately. Caidos already taking in his second boar.
I mean, this could be Saracen market abuse to fast castle. It would be interesting. It would be kind of surprising, and a forward castle here could really put pressure on. And obviously, the loss of water would be something here, but I don't know. We've seen it done before, not with Saracens, with Khmer actually. So I don't know. It's Caidos just saying, enjoy, sit back and enjoy, friends. So there must be something special happening here, right, Caidos?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping for some transport play. I've actually never once seen like super early transport on this map, and players tend to be incredibly vulnerable to it. But I think the reason we never see it is because water is just like so important to win. Even if you get devastated on land, if you're able to freely fish with like 10 ships, you won't actually be behind an eco.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what we have. I mean, they are in fixed positions, but Caidos has found you. I like that both these players knew what the map was after a quick questionnaire, but Caidos was like, yes, with a monkey, which is basically truth on this map. Monkey fight. Caidos, I win. Caidos, is 6 a.m. a bad time for you or a good time for you? Because we could schedule some fun things at 6 a.m. for you to do. Why do you always? It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting here. Caidos is already on his way up, though. With this faster food economy, he's going to be up at a 19 pop build. Actually, could be very interesting as far as timing and building up galley is concerned.
Yeah, he's gone for a 0 fishing ship approach. I guess this will be full water play. I would assume it's galley opening just because of the Saracens. This could work, man. If he gets those first galleys out more quickly than the opponent, he can snipe the fishing ship before they've had a chance to pay off. It is really such a pain to micro galleys versus fires on this map. But if you can start the fighting before the fires get up in number, it's possible. Let's see this, man. I don't think that I will be convinced that the strategy beats a clean water build into fires, but let's see, man. You got to test stuff to be sure.
Yeah, and I mean it's gonna be really good for Saracens because we do have the faster firing galleys as well. So that is always something to pay attention to with Saracens on water.
In
Galleys it is. Caidos is going to go all in with this strategy. He is completely off of gold right now, though. So we'll see if that affects him. He is shifting onto it now. So this economy is interesting. He has queued a fire galley behind one of the galleys. So
I like that a lot, man. Mixing just like one of those in makes it possible to win. Like, I think that fires with galleys behind is the ideal comp. And I guess he's just going for the ideal comp right off the get-go.
yeah, we are going to have a 3 dock play to a 2 dock play, though. And that could spell some issues for Caidos, as obviously he's still down in the population. And we will see galley opening on this side as well. Interesting.
I guess neither player is specifically familiar with the meta on this map. Caidos should be, so he's deliberately deviating from it. Dark Diamonds, I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of players, their first thought on water maps is why not galleys? Without any prior knowledge of it, I guess I can see how players would come to that conclusion.
Dark has prior knowledge on this map too, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. I look forward to seeing how this works out. Caidos maybe just decoying with these galleys, and we'll see what happens here. But 3 docks to 2 is always going to be an issue, as there comes the 3rd dock now. And Caidos is finishing up some of the fish here, so they'll be in the okay there, not giving up free food economy.
Yep, and he has completely negated the fishing ships from the opponent. So these fishing ships have been essentially a waste for Dark Diamonds. Caidos is ahead in military. At this point, I would say Caidos is clearly in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty close. Score is still pretty close. Fletching coming in is pretty big for Dark Diamonds here. Caidos does not have that yet. But we do have a significant number of galleys already, and we do have more in queue, so we'll have to see how long Dark waits to take the fight. Behind this, Caido is onto full fire ship production.
I dig it, man. Maybe the first galleys were just to jabate, maybe to snipe fish. And yeah, I think these fires can take this handily, man. Though they seem to maybe be getting a little distracted by the docks as Caidos tries to patrol in.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still okay here, though, because there's nothing to snipe behind this. There's no fish. He's not going to lose it. He may have some vills at risk here. But all in all, the biggest problem is if these galley numbers get too large. So, definitely going to have to focus fighting with those soon. But ultimately, numbers on water in favor of Caidos right now.
Yep, but 7 galleys with fletching, I guess it's just down to 6 now, is a bit scary. I mean, at some point you do kind of need to like pincer sandwich the galleys. You can't literally just run at them blindly. And I think Caidos has the numbers to do that, man. If he just splits his forces in 2, sends them in different directions,
Galleys
he should be able to take a favorable exchange here.
Galleys for Caidos are behind this too, so he could technically try to move those to the north of this current army and try to do that pincer maneuver, as that galley loses its life before it could even fire a shot. And honestly, oh, that's a big misclick. Dark is losing fire galleys here for very little reward.
Yeah, Caidos absolutely needs to add fletching, though, if this is going to come down to galley v galley, as it appears both players are now queuing pure galleys.
Yeah, I actually really like that. I think it makes it interesting, something we don't see on this map either all that often, which is even better. But Caidos is going to have to fall back from these docks. He has lost the numbers advantage, and he doesn't have anything on water that is back home outside of the dock coming forward right now. So Caidos will potentially lose 4 of these ships without taking out a whole lot here from Dark.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's distributed his damage to the docks like across 2 of them. So he's done enough damage to the docks to like take out 1.5, but still they all stand for Dark Diamonds.
Yep, there comes Fletching. The galley numbers are okay, but Caidos definitely behind at this point now.
He is. His economy is looking much better, though. I guess he has no way of knowing that as the score is dead even. But if he could just wait until Castle Age to take the fight, he would have a very easy time cleaning up water.
Yeah, and he is really adjusting the market, and he will be up after this Vill. I honestly think he should have canceled the Vill too. But he's going to be up. He's going to keep production. He has 5 galleys out on water. Interesting, though, in low numbers, I think that upgraded galleys take a worse fight because these galleys fire faster still.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would still be making fires if it was me.
Yep, and actually a fishing ship still alive here. Caidos is probably going to find this, and he does indeed, so he'll take that out as well. Castle Age will be quite a ways ahead here. Docks will be in danger of getting taken out, but Caidos is probably just going to try to repair it a little bit and keep it up. And the repair barely came in.
Interesting situation. Caidos is not that far behind in numbers, and he is up to the Castle Age much, much sooner. And with the Saracens, he should be able to, just trade resources to get whatever he needs for those upgrades in a timely manner.
Yeah,
But
sadly, Caidos admitted in chat he did not have Loom. That's why these villas are going down so quickly. The galleys, though, have taken out one dock, and they might take out the second. So this is actually great here for Caidos. And he's going to lose these galleys, most likely. Dock does stay up. Caidos trying to micro as best he can to try to take out as many numbers here as possible.
Boy. Absolutely devastating loss for Caidos here. Oh, that might have been masterfully played by Dark Diamonds, letting the dock get weak and leaving that villa around to tempt him to leave those there. But that's literally half of Caidos' navy. That hurts so much to see.
Yeah, Caidos will be getting the War Galley upgrade. He has 6 galleys ready and will be back to 3 docks, assuming this dock finishes. And we'll see if he takes the fight as soon as it comes out. Villager with no loom still will get away here. Dark has clicked wheelbarrow and should be up pretty close to when that is finished. And here's the fight we've been waiting for. Caidos with the superior army upgrades, but faster firing ships here. Not going to make as big of a deal, I think, as the galleys. Decent enough HP, but maybe it's a little closer than I anticipated.
Dark Diamond's numbers are so much better, but they're low HP. I think this fight could have gone either way. It looks like it's actually turning out okay for Caidos. But Caidos' numbers are just absolutely horrible right now.
Yeah. I think he's okay, though. I think he's going to be okay with this position. He's still on water player, still fighting for water, and Dark just now clicking up. Caidos obviously not aware of this fact. But as long as Caidos can continue to produce, as we see a transport ship in the queue. Oh boy.
Very nice.
And he has enough stone for a castle. He's going to transport for a castle, I think.
That would make sense. And yeah, with the Saracens, he can fit 10 vills in this transport. 10 vills in a map like this, Dark Diamonds might slam a couple of towers or something to try and deny it. It's going to be close, man. I feel like it's going to be incredibly tense when he tries to rush up this castle, assuming that's what we see.
Indeed. And Caidos reminding us that he still doesn't have loom, and that may be a big issue for him. 9 villagers only, 1 vill left behind. Ship numbers decent enough in the docks, as it will soon be 4 docks. Even if Caidos gets these vills to land here, how...
Oh boy, there's so little space for a castle on the shoreline with this house wall as well, though he does appear to be landing... Oh boy. If he lands the wrong area, he's going to have a lot of trouble even finding that 4x4 area for the castle. The vills are here. The castle foundation's down. It's an... Oh no. It's denied before the foundation even comes down. He was so close.
And Caidos without loom is going to lose villager v villager here. Caidos does not have the villager numbers to get this up quickly. Needs the galleys to fight here, as he wants to still drop this right where he placed it originally. And there's galleys here. Caidos going to lose all 9 of these vills, I think, if these vills even just fight.
He needs to transport another batch while just keeping his own galleys parked here to fight this. I mean, he still has a considerable eco lead, but I think at this moment he needs to accept the very real possibility that this first transport of vills is not going to get the castle up.
Yeah, he deletes foundation here. He's going to pull back, bringing the transport in, maybe even to retreat from this area as the galleys are nearby fighting. And Caidos will, in fact, just retreat onto the other side of the wall here. And, yeah, that still hurts. Caidos, though, not too far behind in military numbers, luckily.
Yeah, I mean, Caidos has the score lead. He must figure that he's ahead in eco substantially, because he's definitely not way ahead in military. But yeah, what a disaster, man. I often contemplate transporting to drop a castle on this map. And I think it's almost never worth it, dude. Like, if you're transporting to drop a castle, odds are you have military control and you're winning. And it's kind of just a way to possibly throw the game, you know? Like, it's... You know that all of the opponent's vills are going to be so close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's risk for sure. I think Saracens are probably, or not Saracens, Sicilians are probably the only civ I'd actually do it with.
Saracens being able to fit more vills into the transport helps a ton. The difference between 5 and 10 vills for slamming an aggressive castle is night and day. But yes.
Yeah, and I think Caidos would be okay to try to wall his opponent in here potentially, and really just like limit the map space. Not that he couldn't transport out or anything, but make it that much more difficult for him to do so. As Caidos is not giving up on water, he has demolition ship here. He's gonna have what looks to be 3 before he comes out of these docks for this fight. Caidos will have the forward castle here, and we'll see a siege workshop coming forward as well.
Okay, so Caidos is fighting water a little bit, but seems to be mostly giving it up in favor of land play, as the demos do no damage. Ouch. And the rest of his ships go down for free. At this point, Caidos has just totally lost water.
Yeah, but if he gives water up here, he still has a very large economic advantage. As we see a Mameluke on the field. How beautiful. Behind this, no barracks, no military building options other than a siege workshop here for our Portuguese player. And Caidos will be in here before long with a Mameluke and the castle fire going through these stone walls. So, winning water here is very nice, but honestly, the investment isn't quite there. If Caidos continued to produce, he might actually be able to win water for the time being, as the economy is going to have to shift a little bit for Dark here.
Yeah, I don't think Caidos is paying any mind to water anymore. His win condition is clear. He's got a very small area that he needs to push. Dark Diamonds is very far away from a castle. As you mentioned, he has no military buildings either. Yeah, Caidos, Mameluke, Ram, I think Rex here. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, Ram is going to take out the gate here. Caidos surveying the area. Will probably be best just to run past here and dive under the wood line, honestly. Wood is going to be the biggest thing he can deny from his opponent at this point.
Yep, and I will say one thing I love that they changed from the HD days is the classification of camels as ships for purposes of bonus damage, man. Mamelukes used to get wrecked so hard by TC and Castlefire.
Yeah, and now things are looking alright here. Caidos doing a lot at the market. I'm curious to see, did
he just bought stone for TC?
No, he's going for another castle, I think.
Where's his stone? I think it's said that he bought like hundreds of stone, but I don't see it in his bank.
It must have been there's castle on the shoreline. Alright, so there's our answer. He wants to try to make a play to get back on water.
Yep, and Dark Diamond's also abusing the market to get his own castle up. Honestly, it's the only way to not die at home. Yeah.
But Rams are here, Mamelukes as well.
Yep, these Mamelukes need to support the Rams at this moment for sure. And honestly, dude, there might just be enough vills to fight this all off. At least fight off the Rams long enough to get the castle up, and then the castle will be able to deal with the Mamelukes.
Caidos in game, realizing he doesn't have Loom here. Mamelukes will go down, Rams will go down with it. Back home on water. I feel like this castle is not enough to defend this. You know he has Botkin, so he will lose that as well. Looking better and better for Dark here as he continues to have some economy behind this, adding fishing ships now, and he still has a good gold pile. We'll have some Oregon guns on the field, so that is always a plus.
Yeah, and Caidos, he castled his shoreline for what here? If that castle instead had been maybe attempted at the front, I don't know. Caidos, I think that he's of two minds, kind of. He gave up on water and then thought for a minute that he wanted to take it back. Meanwhile, Dark Diamonds is fish booming like crazy, land booming pretty well as well.
Yeah, and honestly, when I saw the market abuse, I thought Caidos was going to just try to sell and go to Imp, and he is going to be able to go to the Imperial Age. So Trebuchets could still give him a prime position here, and he has decent villain numbers for this. Dark, not too awfully far behind this, but we'll see if he can manage to make it work here. Gill net's coming in, that'll be huge for his food economy. Really just going to be lacking the gold right now.
I gotta remember to get gill nets, man. I never do.
Yep. Redemption for Caidos. So Caidos wants to convert organ guns, I think.
Yep, makes sense. That's also going to be good in the future if and when bombard cannons come out. Definitely dig it. And Imp in for diamonds as well. So Caidos' window of Imperial is really just going to be like 1 minute before Dark Diamonds catches up in tech.
Yeah. Caidos probably could get docks back on the water if he so chose right now. He would be rewarded. There are 17 fishing ships here, but I think his full focus will be on land as we see Mamelukes and what I assume will soon be trebuchets behind that, as well as monks. Another TC being added, so it will be 4 TCs for Dark.
4 TCs plus fish. It's just tremendous economy.
Caidos will have a very hard time competing with that. Looks like Vils are headed forward as well. Maybe he's going to try to wall up a position in case he loses something here. But Imperial Age for both players. Caidos only going to be a minute and like 10 seconds ahead at best.
Yeah, I mean, that might be enough time to push the castle, but Caidos doesn't exactly have a standing army. I don't know if he's going to be able to push into this, man. I think Dark Diamonds, with the stronger economy, not that far behind to Imp, is looking like he might be able to repel the land attack, which is all that Caidos has going by now.
And we will have another castle here, and Dark Diamonds has 1,000 food and gold right now, and he is going to be looking to invest that into military suit. Elite Mamelukes on its way in. I really hate that upgrade at home. It's okay, but I think it's super pricey, and he has so few units here.
It's like the cheapest elite upgrade. I think it's like 600 gold, 600 food or something, and they're his only military buildings, so I won't disapprove of it here.
Now, some vills are coming out here. This is good for Caidos. 8 villagers at risk of going down here. Some will definitely fall. Castle, Fire, and Mamelukes doing the job. And we have a few trebs out already for Caidos, but it's going to be a race to trebuchet here.
Yep, Caidos with non-stop Treb production from the second he got Imp. I like it. He should be able to push back these castles, but he absolutely needs to keep his castle up here. Without this, he's got absolutely nothing.
He is going to redock in the north, so I do like that play. He might be able to come back here a little bit and actually do a different approach, killing a lot of vills on water if he does lose his forward position. Right now, it is still 2 trebs to, but it's now 2 trebs. But Ram coming in won't even find the damage. Architecture upgrade coming in for Dark as well. That will definitely help keep these castles alive longer. Monks behind this, only 4 or 6, sorry, for Caidos. But I think only 4 on the front.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost enough to convert all of the organ guns that they pop out. But Caidos' castle is about to disappear. And with that, his production, man, will be almost essentially completely stopped.
Yeah, luckily he does take out one of these castles, so he will probably be fairly pleased with that position. And Caidos is getting the galleon upgrade. This will come as quite a surprise, as I do believe we have seen chemistry in already. I don't see any cannon galleons on the field just yet, but bombard cannon will make quick work of these trebs, as this castle is actually falling quickly. Dark did not have the stone. And we have monks trying to get conversions. One conversion comes in. Mamelukes are going to dive here. This castle will go down as well. Caidos holding in a good spot here, really.
Yep, this fight at the front is actually going really well for Caidos. As he does retreat, however, I don't know if that was correct. It's so hard to say, man. It might have cost him all of his Mamelukes to take out these organ guns, but I feel like he kind of has no option but to dive and just hope he wins the fight at this point.
Now monks going at it again. Mamluks here. One more conversion comes in. I think this is the best possible exchange that Caidos could have actually expected. And he should be, yep, he is going to build a castle behind this, and he is going to take out a significant portion of the army that was massed, but economy numbers so good for Dark Diamonds behind this. And he has
does
Bombard
have
Cannon.
a couple monks that could convert these Bombard Cannons, though it looks like the Mamelukes are doing good work here.
They pulled off of it, though, unfortunately.
As I guess the Skirm switch is coming here for Dark Diamonds. Skirms actually do deal bonus damage to Mamelukes.
Crossbow.
So
he's got crossbow. He's queued up a bunch of them. He's stamped his base. But another castle behind this. Caidos, if he comes back on water soon and wipes 17 fishing ships, the economy will be somewhat closer, but Dark is still producing vills.
Yeah, and Dark actually has 0 navy, so it would be very easy for Caidos to retake water, and I think he needs to just do that absolutely ASAP for the sake of equalizing the economy, as well as just for, like, map positioning, man. Like, having water here grants you a lot more than fish at this phase of the game.
Yeah, and he does have the galleon upgrade already. A few have come forward. Not many, but he is surveying the area, and he will be getting a lot of damage in on the fishing economy. Now, the Saracens are going to have to tech into something else soon, because the Mamelukes are not going to hold.
Indeed. What would Caidos be thinking of doing on land? I guess Hussar is the natural thing. They use all the same upgrades as Mamelukes. And yeah, Hussar Mameluke does quite well against most of what the Portuguese players bring in here.
Yeah, and Galley is going to take on some Arbalest, interesting enough. Caidos has a very nice forward position here, and if he does go into his own Hussar with these Mamelukes, could take some very good fights. Gold will be an issue here, as we do see about 700, a little over 700 gold remaining here for Dark within these walls. He has to push out. He's going to have to make it count here.
Yeah, Dark with a tremendous eco, but his map position here is is just this tiny corner where, as you mentioned, the gold is about to run out.
Yep, Elite Caravel on the map here as well. Now, I think Caidos should still be happy to take these exchanges, as a monk is coming in for a Bombard Cannon conversion. I think he needs block printing to really make this be effective, but there it comes indeed. Mamelukes should just pull back here. Elite Skirm maybe coming. Yeah, there's the upgrade for Caidos as well. Mamelukes just eating shots from the BBC here.
Oof, not nice seeing those Mamelukes take so much damage for free.
Yeah, and this is going to be an army that Caidos can't stop right now. He needs the military buildings. He needs the numbers right now. And we do see +2 and husbandry coming in here for Dark. And I think if Caidos loses this forward position, he's going to be having a very difficult time. Really, his only advantage right now is map control. 150 vills for Dark, 98 for Caidos. And water control was not taken. Caidos is trying to do some more damage here. castle is going to be abandoned, as well as the production buildings in front here.
Yeah, and crucially, Caidos has failed to find the enemy fishing ships as well, so those are all still working. He also lost his forward monasteries. Like, monks to convert the bombard cannons would have completely halted this push and turned things in Caidos' favor. But as it stands now, Caidos is just getting rolled up, and as you said, the one thing he had map control is being ceded to his opponent.
Yep, fish have been located, but honestly at this point the efficiency of these aren't that great, and it will get answered anyways. Dark will save most of these. So map control is ever faltering here as we see 14 elite skirms on the field, more in production every second, but elite skirm already countered here with elite skirm. Mamluke's going to go down pretty effectively to the elite skirm arbalest combo. And we have light cav already in for Dark as well.
Yeah, Dark's army here is starting to look like a proper death ball. No simple comp is going to be able to trade effectively against this thing.
Yeah, and Caidos' eco is going to be alright here, but he's popped hard at 155 right now. Yet to get houses built here, dealing with the army on the front, trying to save castle. If this castle goes down, he's even worse off with population, and that could be very problematic for Caidos.
Yep, Caidos now getting chemistry, which is so important, man. Since he has retaken water, adding some cannon galleons would do a ton for him.
And the bombard cannons getting a ton of kills here in this one spot alone. In total, they have 16 kills between the two that are left. And Caidos fighting to not get housed here at this point. Did lose a lot of military. And it's looking pretty rough here for Caidos.
Yep, he basically sacrificed the Mamelukes for those bombard cannons. Maybe it's like cost effective in some sense, but his army now is just so small.
And Dark with the cannon galleons killing the castle at home, and Caidos has yet to know it, so that may go down. He does respond here actually with some units on water himself. His docks are heavily under fire though, and it won't be long, I think, before more bombard cannons come forth. 3 of them already produced. Just has to send them forward and try to deal with that.
Yeah. You know, Caidos at multiple times in this game seemed to have a pretty good position, but Dark Diamonds, man, he's just so good, man, at macroing, it seems. His economy is just incredible, dude. Like, the flood of units he's putting out is just ridiculous.
Indeed, and he was able to get out here and resecure his forward golds, and that is going to be a very decisive moment here for him. There's a bunch of vills going to the corner here to try to get stone, but honestly at this point 14 less vills and 14 more military probably benefit Dark.
Possibly. He has overboomed a bit, though he's not really getting properly pop capped at any point.
True. Hard to maneuver through his base. He's got it so cramped in here, being pushed back so decently here early with that push, but Caidos is again pop capped, and this castle is being repaired, but a lot of stone going into repairing a castle that cannot really defend at this point. Bombard cannons under heavy fire here, going to lose bombard cannons to skirms, but at this point I think Dark is just happy to try to kill everything he can. There comes the light cav. More vills going out over here, as one villager has survived on the stone actually. There, Caidos notices it. Caidos has a bunch of stone income and a bunch of stone for himself, but how long can it last with this kind of play?
Yep, and Caidos has also re-lost water, and all of his castles, and basically all of his production is within cannon galleon range, which puts him on a pretty short clock. And maybe Caidos is winning the land fights, but definitely not in a fast enough fashion to defeat Dark Diamonds before he loses everything within cannon galleon range.
Caidos even trying to get a fire out here to kill one of these cannon galleons. He does take it out, but that will just buy him a little bit more time. And unfortunately for Caidos, he has not been able to push. He has nothing on gold at the moment, which is saying something here. And full trash here against someone with gold, not going to last for very long. There are still gold piles he could be taking, but everything at home has dried up.
Yeah, I mean, he's also just not mining it. Versus Skirm, Mameluke isn't the play. Perhaps like Siege Onager or something like that would be the way to go. It's quite difficult to tech switch into that, though, when you're at the limit with the war at the front.
Yeah, and these fights are just getting worse and worse for Caidos now that his Mameluke numbers are not going to be there. He has a few left, but Skirms are trying to make a quick work of that, and this castle, like it is going to be going down here. He has one Mameluke inside is all, and it's looking worse and worse, but Dark, with 60 military now on the field, is making it more and more convincing to be able to push this here.
Yep, I don't know if Dark lost the Vills or deleted them, but Dark has gone from approximately 150 to 110 Vills. Still, he's surprisingly not properly pop capped, but it's 70 military to 16 at the moment, with some pretty solid siege in the mix for Dark. I think the battle lines are going to get pushed really fast now.
Yeah, and Dark is starting to go into capped ram, so he wants to push with rams to get through these buildings even faster. Caidos retreating yet again here, but his castles are under fire. His docks will possibly go down. Another castle here on the hill for Caidos means that he used up all the stone that he had, really, except for a little under 100 to repair this castle at home. And oh, the light cav diving against the Mamelukes. Won't do a ton of damage, but really just limiting a Mameluke here is worth the cost with the economy behind it.
Yeah, these light cav are actually performing so poorly versus the Mameluke.
Yeah, but again, he's limiting numbers one by one, slowly here and there, and he can never push with these now with all the skirms and the arbs that have been on the field.
Yeah, I mean, Caidos technically has the eco lead at this point. He still has more than half the map with a lot of unmined gold. It's not clear from like a theory perspective that he is lost, but the military difference at the moment, as well as the score, and I think also the like guaranteed building destruction that will result from Dark Diamond's water control. All these things just must add up, and Caidos is facing an extreme uphill battle.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's got good pop still, but it's actually 212 population. How's that possible? Against 134. I don't know, did he convert a bunch of units here?
Maybe some weird Fatoria counting bug or
Oh, yes
something.
it
I don't know,
is.
man.
All right, there is one Fatoria being built right now. And then not being completed.
Confused. Does it let you build the Fatoria if you're at like 199 or something?
I don't know, but it'd be worth deleting some vills to find out. Skirmishers will soon massacre 10 vills on the gold. Caidos gonna drop down here even lower, down closer to 100 eco. Everything has been pushed back to this point. Light Cav trying to take a trade here against the Hussar. Will alert Dark that he needs to tech into Pikeman right away. Victoria has been completed, so maybe you do have to have open pop space for that. Weird.
It was definitely just like a misclick for him to go away. I think once you place the foundation, you can just build it freely.
Caidos going to get a really nice cleanup on some military here as it's full skirm against Hussar right now. And these Hussar are doing work. Will slowly go down here, but overall, I'm sure Caidos is happy to exchange this right here.
Yep, but at the same time, I think Dark Diamonds doesn't care too much for the lives of these skirms. Yeah, I mean, the score lead, I guess as the game gets later, the score means less and less. But Dark Diamonds must rightfully assume that he has just, like, collected so many more resources than the opponent over the course of the game here.
That, and he does have a Fatoria, so he knows that he has the time on his side. He can just sit back and push as he can, and he will have gold for the rest of the game, and Caidos will eventually run dry.
Indeed. I mean, Caidos is fielding a competitively sized military, though. I don't know, man. These games are always so hard to call. Like, there's a reason why these land battles on Arena Cove last so long. It's because, I mean, it does just become a grindhouse, man. Like,
For sure. For sure.
The map is essentially just one long, narrow corridor.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised we don't have more people try to transfer bills over the water. It's definitely there. It is an option, but we don't see it all that often. We do see military from time to time, which is good, but obviously Caidos did attempt that here. If he would have had Loom and maybe a few more galleys in support, he might have been okay. But now Caidos is going to have a new problem as a bunch of Halberdier will show up and they will just decimate these Hussar. They do miss their defensive upgrades, however, but I'm sure that Dark will eventually pick those up for himself. Only one castle for Mameluke production and a bunch of ranges coming down.
Okay, so Caidos, I mean, he does still have good gold for a while, but as we keep saying, though, he doesn't have a good gold unit option. I mean, it's impressive that he's hanging as long as he is with essentially trash spam here. I mean, if it does come down to trash v trash, I don't know. Portuguese will always have some gold thanks to the Vitoria. We are still a ways away from the post-gold phase. Neither player is really mixing in any sort of power unit here.
Yep, for sure. The one advantage, though, that Dark has, like you said, is that Fatoria. That gold income will be very, very difficult for Caidos to keep up with, even with trash spam. And not to mention, the map is very full in control here for Caidos, who does have 4 relics, actually. But they are right here on the front by this castle. But that is producing a good bit of gold for him, and he does have a bunch of gold income from here, which is now being raided, but nonetheless still important to note.
Yep, and the Saracen market is also like a source of late game gold if he ends up needing it. But it doesn't seem like Caidos has any gold units that he wants to produce that much. Eventually, he will need siege. Caidos has kind of had a total lack of siege since his front castles went down.
Yep,
but I guess this
is coming in for Dark, so bombard cannons will be very good against these Arb skirms being mixed in.
Yeah, and Dark, oh my god, did Dark just wall the map without a gate?
And there's a hole.
Yeah. Weird walls a bit, for sure.
Yep. Bombard cannon shots are going to come in here on these Mamelukes, though. And, oh my goodness, where'd that one go? Guessing that was a capture. Oh, it just ricocheted off the map. What is happening?
Honestly, I think this is some really weird Arquebus bugs, man.
Bombard cannons under severe threat, though. As the Mamelukes come this way, they do get a few good shots off, but the bombard cannons are cleaned up here. And, I mean, Caidos is pushing back a little bit here.
Indeed, he has so far to go, though. until he gets to the enemy buildings. And when he gets there, I think the Portuguese with Arquebus Bombard Cannon are the stronger Civ, and Dark Diamonds, it really comes down to an ultra late game situation. Having water control and the privilege of being able to transport will also come into play. Caidos is doing a fabulous job holding, but I think Dark Diamonds still has like many more things going for him.
Yeah, and the gold, I think, has run out. He's actually come out here to the middle for these last 3 piles of gold, I believe, on the map at this point. And he will try to get all of that for himself, but once that's gone, it will be 4 relics to none. But there is a Fatoria. It is only 1 Fatoria, but if it goes late game, 1 may be all that it takes.
I think 1 Fatoria is weaker than 4 relics, possibly. It's definitely close.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Cannon Galleon going to be lost here to a Mameluke. That's not really what you want to see. And I would really like to see a transport, honestly. All of this economy back here, forward castle maybe from our Portuguese player, does have a transport here. And some organ guns. Maybe he was considering transporting those a little while ago. But this map, we do see go to late game, post-imp, long, lengthy games. And, I mean, I, for one, have certainly enjoyed the games on this map.
Yeah. Some of these games do run incredibly long, I will say. Like, this one, I don't know if the end is in sight, man.
I mean, that's what I mean, though. It's so well balanced of a map. Like, we have a golden matchup here that's actually looking to be something that could go on for a very long time still at an hour and 20 minutes in the game.
Indeed. Indeed. I mean, I think part of the reason why this happens is because, like, the player who has an advantage, I don't know, they feel like they can just reliably keep pushing mid, even if there's other things they could do to try to end it more quickly. So once it gets to this phase, it really is just a giant prolonged choke point battle, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. Caidos is going to get some nice Vil pickoffs here, but the Bombard Cannon that is here is going to get some value here. 13 kills from that Bombard Cannon alone.
Yeah, Arquebus is huge in these situations, man. It really like more than doubles the efficiency of Bombard Cannons versus units.
Big choke point up here, and we will have murder holes coming in for Dark as well. And Portuguese organ guns elite will be able to sit in a choke and do damage, but he actually lets the Hussar in, but they're blocked. So this is actually going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah, but at the same time, the organ guns are trading versus trash, which is properly disposable at this phase of the game.
Yeah, that's true. Caidos making only Mameluke's Arbalest with his gold right now. Fortified Wall even gonna come in here for Dark. So he does not want to lose this position. And that castle that we thought might be coming forward will actually be in the base here to prevent these units from raiding.
Yeah, Dark, I mean, his economy is incredibly safe. It's almost 100% covered by castles. I think the fact that the wood is at the very back of the base also is part of why these get prolonged. Wood is just simply never raided on this map.
Yeah, that said, Caidos is chopping the trees out here. Maybe he is concerned about it going into the late game. But Caidos is not attacking with his army for most of that fight. The skirmishers there just walked to their death. And these organ guns still have almost full HP as the bombard cannons will destroy from behind.
Yep, but this is gold versus trash, so even if Caidos is losing the fight, it is cost effective in the gold sense for him.
Worst part is even if I manage to win, then we play Jungle Nomad. Caidos is having a wonderful 6 a.m. I mean, we want that Jungle Nomad game, Caidos. This is a massive fight, though. Lots of losses here, and I don't think Caidos has the gold to recoup those losses. Drops down to 130 pop against 200 now. I think one of the interesting things that we've got going on here is it's Portuguese, man. Portuguese in the super late phase. I don't know if you can beat him on this map if you're even at a 50-50.
Yep. At some point, Dark could even delete some economy for a second Fatoria, but it looks like his Bombard Cannon core is holding really strong at the back. If it is a trash fight, except Dark is just bringing Bombard Cannons with Arquebus at the back, I really do favor Dark.
Yeah, I mean, these alone have 51 kills right now, and it is just decimating as they are gonna make these hits and everything kill, kill, kill. But yeah, it's looking very interesting as Caidos is starting to lose ground, complimenting his opponent here. Dark Diamond's going to take this game. Caidos will call the GG. Good luck next, and Dark will take the set here. Caidos will be knocked out. Had some very entertaining things in this game, and appreciate Caidos waking up early to play with his opponent for this one. But Dark Diamonds will move on here. Portuguese prevail.
Yep. Definitely an interesting game, incredibly interesting opening, an incredibly long grind for the conclusion. I don't think that it was wrong for Caidos to play this long. He was definitely still hanging, but yeah, Dark Diamonds played that very well as Portuguese man. That's an excellent late game comp he was bringing right up to the last minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And just that insane boom. The peak of villagers was 136 for Dark, 123 for Caidos. But at one point, want to look at this timeline, you can see right here the world population. I mean, Caidos was down by 70 military and still managed to come back in that one and keep the fight alive for another 22 minutes in game time. So GG's to both players. Hope you guys enjoyed the set here. But I think I have to play the farewell video for Caidos here. GG's. Caidos will